Welcome back to the road. Today we are visiting the historical town of Béthune, France. Béthune is a town rich in history, resilience, and cultural heritage. Located in Hauts-de-France region, it has been shaped by centuries of conflicts and rebuilding. Once a medieval stronghold, Béthune played a crucial role during both world wars. Today, it stands as a testament to perseverance with its charming architecture, significant landmarks, and deep historical roots. Our first stop is Église Saint-Vaast. This stunning church, originally built in the 16th century, has been a cornerstone of faith and history in Béthune. Its architecture reflects a mix of Gothic and classical influences. And inside, visitors can admire its intricate stained glass windows and ornate woodwork. The church has survived wars and destruction, a symbol of the town's endurance. Next, we move on to our interview. To understand Béthune beyond its landmarks, we will be speaking with a local guide who will be sharing insights into the town's past, the significance of its monuments and landmarks.
Hi, Cindy. Hi. How are you doing? Hi. Good.
So please go ahead and introduce yourself.
So my name is Cindy. I'm working for the tourist office of Béthune Belfry, and I am a touristic guide.
Can you tell me a little bit about the local history here?
So Béthune is an old town which became rich thanks to wool trade, sandstone trade, and agriculture. And during the Middle Ages, we received a charter, and thanks to this charter, we could build a first belfry in wood, and unfortunately, it threatened to collapse. So the new belfry was built in 1388, and only in sandstone, which is a local stone because we have sandstone under the floor. In Béthune, there were carriers in Béthune, and unfortunately the town was bombed during the World War I, so it destroyed a large part of Béthune. 90% of the center of the town was destroyed, 50% of all the town. So the houses on the main square were rebuilt during the 1920s, and it gave a new face of the new town.
What was the town like back then during the Germans' occupation?
The town was not occupied by the Germans, but British soldiers lived in the town.
In the town?
Yes.
Did they what was the life like back then, do you know?
Nurses took care of the wounded soldiers in college, in school, for example, and British soldiers can have fun in a cafe here in Béthune to forget what they are living at the front, and they liked what they lived here because after war, a British town, Bristol, helped Béthune for the reconstruction.
Also, when I went to visit the cemetery, I saw there was a spot for Sister Lawrence. It was just a kind of indication, but of course she returned back to Ireland after the war.
Yes.
Yeah, but there was the indication for her part.
And I also noticed there were some other indications, for the British soldiers who buried here, as well as even for the local mayors. So they were also buried at the local cemetery here. Do you know any historical mayor figure or from this area who helped the town a lot?
About the mayors? Yes, for example, we have Alexandre Ponel, who chose the architect to rebuild
the city hall?
Yes, the city hall. And we have a lot of mayors linked to the history of Béthune. For example, Charles d'Élie-Sangrand, who decided to destroy the walls which protected the town. Béthune was a fortified town. And in 1870, he said that we can destroy all the walls in Béthune.
So, what are the local specialties for food and around this area, or traditions?
People have fun. For example, we organize big fest here. There is singers here during the 14th of July, which is an important date in France. I don't know the word in English. Carnaval.
It's the same. Carnival.
Carnival?
Yeah.
So we organize at the beginning of April Carnival because we have a giant here, Gambrinus. Which is the king of beer.
Oh my god! Well, why do they call it the king of beer? Wow.
So this is a king who is drinking a beer.
Yeah.
That's why we have a lot of cafe here on the main square.
I see.
And there is a cafe whose name is Gambrinus.
So if let's say I come here as a tourist, I want to eat some local food, right? Something that is unique to this place. What places would you recommend?
Here on the main square we have the beer buck, and you can eat really local food. Specialties only from the north of France.
Okay.
And the cooker won a TV show.
So I did watch that movie called Shitty, and where I found it to be amusing because people it seems there's this misconception where people from south of France, what their idea or imagination of people from north of France. Is that true, or they think people from north of France, they drink beer all the time, it's cold and all that. Is that true or not?
Before, people had a bad, how can I say that? They found that it was sad because of the weather, that people are drinking beer every day. But when they are coming here, it's different because in summer it's not too hot on the south of France. So they are coming here for the cold, and they are discovering that our region is also beautiful, that there are a lot of things to do, so they are changing their way of thinking of the north of France.
Some places, when you go or visit, they also organize a certain kind of activity where they take you to different restaurants to taste the food. Are there any similar activities here?
We organize visits and
just for foodie people who love to taste food.
We are working with shops, for example, to visit and eat cheese and beer.
Oh,
so we can do cheese and beer or chocolate.
Chocolate too?
Yes.
Wow.
It's amazing to
the combination.
Yes.
My goodness.
You have to taste.
So you have dined yourself?
Yes,
You have tried?
I tasted it during Christmas.
For people who don't know much about north of France or here, like what would you want to tell, like what would you want them to know about your town or people in north of France? Do you have like any special like tradition or culture you want to share with people outside of France?
For me, it's a beautiful region. We have different things to do. We have the coast, beautiful coast, a lot of history here, from different periods, the Middle Ages, modern history with 2 world wars. So people have a lot of things to learn about our region, and it's not so hot during summer, so it's a good place for people from the south of France. And we have a lot of things to eat, local food. There is a lot of things to do.
Now, let's take a tour of the Belfry of Béthune. This iconic tower is one of the last remaining belfries in northern France, part of a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Built in the 14th century, it has witnessed sieges, revolutions, and bombings. The belfry stands proudly in the town square, offering panoramic views of the surrounding region. Climbing to the top, we can see the town's historical layout and how it has evolved over the centuries. Next, we visit the site of the Paradis Massacre, a deeply moving and tragic chapter of World War II. The massacre at the Paradis took place in May 1940, when German SS troops executed 97 British soldiers who had surrendered. This site serves as a solemn reminder of the horrors of war and sacrifices made by those who fought for freedom. It is an essential visit to honor the memories of those brave men. Following this, we stop at the War Cemetery in Le Paradis. Here, we pay our respect to the soldiers who lost their lives in battle. Rows of gravestones tell a silent story of bravery and loss, making the final resting place of those who perished during the war. The cemetery is a place of reflection, urging us to remember the cost of conflict and the value of peace. Next, we head to the main cemetery in Béthune. Beyond the war graves, this cemetery is the resting place of several historically significant figures. Among them is Sister Lawrence, a beloved figure known for her dedication to the community. Her work in humanitarian efforts and her role in supporting the town during times of hardship have left a long-lasting impact on Bethune's history. Although there is a plaque honoring her here, her actual resting place is in Cork, Ireland. Walking through this cemetery, we see not just names on stones, but the legacy of individuals who helped shape this town. Bethune is a place where history is woven into every street and structure. From medieval times to modern conflicts, it has stood as a witness to the triumphs and tragedies of the past. I hope you enjoyed this visit to Bethune, France. Bethune is more than just a town. It is a living history book. And I hope today's tour has given you a deeper appreciation of its significance. Thank you for watching. See you next time.